Asus ROG Phone 7 Camera Test. Peace be upon you, my dear friends and followers of the channel. How are you today? I hope you are well and in good health. Today with you is a beautiful, new and important video for everyone. This video will be called the Asus ROG Phone 7 Camera Test. But before watching the video, subscribe to the channel and like and share so that it reaches the largest number of people. Now let's watch the video and I hope you like it. We put the Asus ROG Phone 7 through rigorous XMark camera tests to measure its performance in photo and video quality and zoom from an end-user perspective. This article explains the device's performance in a variety of tests and several common use cases and aims to highlight the most important results of our tests with a snippet of the data captured. Overview. Main camera specifications. Primary camera, 50MP 1/1.56A cubed sensor, 1A micro pixels, f/1.9 lens, autofocus, optical image stabilizer, ultra-wide camera, 13MP sensor, 12.5mm equivalent, f/2.2 lens. Pros: accurate exposure in video and photos, especially portraits. Accurate autofocus on faces, even in low light. Colors are accurate and well rendered in daylight. Accurate subject isolation in bokeh mode. Smooth and stable exposure and preview when zoomed in. Effective video stabilization. Cons: skin tones are inaccurate in the video cut. The light, lack of fine detail in all lighting conditions. Noise in low light. Color shifting in the sky in high contrast scenes, and occasional color shading in night shots. Poor zoom performance. The Asus ROG Phone 7 delivered reliably good image quality when shooting with the main camera module, thanks to accurate subject exposure, especially in portrait scenes, as well as accurate and fairly pleasing colors. But camera performance had trouble keeping up with other ultra-premium devices. Autofocus performance was fast and accurate, but color shifts were often visible in the sky in high contrast scenes, and our testers sometimes also noticed color ghosting in low light shots. Despite the fairly high level of detail captured, nighttime performance was generally poor, due to high noise levels. The ROG Phone 7 also lacks a dedicated camera, which limits you from taking zoomed shots. In video mode, recorded clips showed generally good exposure and a wide dynamic range. However, colors may sometimes be inaccurate. While autofocus responded quickly, our testers noted some autofocus failures. Video footage provided fairly high levels of detail, but noise levels were also typically high, especially when recording in low light. On the plus side, video stabilization worked effectively, compensating well for camera movement and keeping frame shift well under control. Differences in sharpness between frames were only noticeable in low light. Test summary about XMark camera tests. XMark camera evaluations are conducted in laboratories and in real-world situations using a variety of subjects. The results are based on objective tests, in which results are calculated directly by measurement software on our laboratory setup, and on perceptual tests, in which a sophisticated set of metrics allows a group of image experts to compare aspects of image quality that require human judgment. The smartphone testing involves a team of engineers and technicians for about a week. Image, zoom and video quality are scored separately and then combined into an overall score for comparison between cameras in different devices. For more information about the XMark camera protocol, click here. More details about the smartphone's camera scores are available here. The following section brings together the main elements of XMark's comprehensive tests and analyzes. Full performance evaluations are available upon request. Please contact us to find out how to receive a full report. About XMark camera photo tests for recording and analysis. XMark engineers capture and evaluate more than 2,600 test images in controlled laboratory environments and in outdoor, indoor and dimly lit landscape scenes, using default camera settings. The photo protocol is designed to take into account key use cases and is based on typical photography scenarios, such as portrait, family and landscape. Evaluation is performed by visually examining images against a reference of natural scenes, and by performing objective measurements on chart images taken in the laboratory under various lighting conditions from 1 to 1000 plus lux and color temperatures from 2300 K to 6500 K. Image tests analyze image quality attributes such as exposure, color, texture, and noise in different lighting conditions. Autofocus performance and the presence of artifacts are also evaluated on all images captured under controlled laboratory conditions and in real-life images. All of these attributes have a significant impact on the final quality of images captured with the device tested and can help in understanding the main strengths and weaknesses of the camera. Exposure and color are the two main characteristics of technically good photos. For exposure, the main characteristic that is evaluated is the brightness of the main subject through different use cases such as landscapes, portraits or still life. Other factors that are evaluated are contrast and dynamic range. For example, the ability to provide visual detail in both bright and dark areas of the image. Repeatability is also important because it demonstrates the camera's ability to provide the same view when taking multiple photos of the same scene. For color, the image quality attributes analyzed are skin tone rendering, white balance, color shading, and repeatability. For color rendering and skin tone, we penalize unnatural colors but respect the manufacturer's choice of color signature. Autofocus tests focus on focus accuracy, focus repeatability, shooting time delay, and depth of field. Shooting delay is the difference between the time the user presses the capture button and the time the photo is actually taken. This includes focusing speed and the device's ability to capture images at the right time, which is called no shutter lag capability. Even if a shallow depth of field is pleasing for a portrait of a single subject or a close-up shot, it can also be problematic in some specific circumstances such as group photos. Both positions are tested. Focus accuracy is also evaluated in all real-life images captured, from infinity to close-up subjects and in low light to outdoor conditions. Texture tests analyze the level of detail and texture of subjects in images captured in the laboratory as well as in real-life scenarios. For landscape shots, special attention is paid to the level of detail in the bright and dark areas of the image. Objective measurements are performed on chart images captured under different illumination conditions from 1 to 1000 lux and different types of dynamic range conditions. The charts used are the Special Excimark, DMC, chart and the Dead Leaves chart. Noise tests analyze different noise attributes such as density, color, granularity, and structure in real-world images as well as chart images captured in the laboratory. For natural images, special attention is paid to noise on faces and landscapes, but also on dark areas and high dynamic range conditions. Noise on moving objects in natural images is also evaluated. Objective measurements are made on chart images captured at different conditions from 1 to 1000 lux and different types of dynamic range conditions. The chart used is the Dead Leaves chart and the standardized measurement is visual noise derived from ISO 15739. The effects assessment looks at lens vignetting, chromatic aberrations, geometric distortions, edge ringing, halos, ghosting, quantum, and unexpected hue shifts, among other types of possible unnatural effects on images. The more severe and more frequent the effects are, the greater the points deduction on the score. The main effects observed and corresponding loss of points are listed below. Preview tests analyze image quality in the camera app's preview of an image, paying particular attention to the difference between capture and preview, especially regarding dynamic range and bokeh effect application. Smoothness of exposure, color and focus adjustment are also evaluated when zoomed from the minimum to maximum available zoom factor. Preview frame rate is measured using the global LED timer. Excimark engineers capture and evaluate more than 400 test images in controlled laboratory environments and in outdoor, indoor and low-light landscape scenes, using default camera settings and dial zooming at various zoom factors from ultra-wide to ultra-long range zooms. Evaluation is performed by visual inspection of images against a reference of natural scenes, and by making objective measurements of histogram images taken in the laboratory under varying conditions from 20 to 1000 lux and color temperatures from 2300 K to 6500 K. These tests analyze the ultra-wide camera's performance at several focal lengths from 12 mm to 20 mm. All image quality attributes are evaluated, with special attention paid to anomalies such as chromatic aberrations, lens smoothness, and distortions. The images below are excerpts of the scenes tested. All image quality attributes are evaluated at focal lengths from approximately 40 mm to 300 mm, with particular attention paid to texture and detail. The result is obtained from a number of objective measurements in the laboratory and perceptual analysis of real-life images. Xmark engineers capture and evaluate more than 2.5 hours of video in controlled laboratory environments and in low-light landscape scenes, both indoors and outdoors, using default camera settings. The evaluation consists of visually examining natural videos captured in different conditions and performing objective measurements on videos of histograms recorded in the laboratory under various conditions from 1 to 1000 plus lux and color temperatures from 2300 K to 6500 K. Exposure tests evaluate the brightness of the main subject and dynamic range. That is the ability to render visible detail in both bright and dark areas of the image. Exposure stability and temporal adaptation are also analyzed. Image quality analysis addresses color, skin tone rendering, white balance, color shading, white balance stability and its adaptation when light changes. Texture tests analyze the level of detail and texture of real-world videos as well as histogram videos recorded in the lab. Natural video recordings are evaluated visually, with special attention paid to the level of detail in bright areas as well as in the dark. Objective measurements are made of chart images taken at various conditions from 1 to 1000 lux. The charts used are Xmark, DMC, chart and dead leaves chart. Noise tests analyze different noise attributes such as density, color, granularity, structure and temporal aspects in real-life video recordings as well as videos of diagrams captured in the laboratory. Natural videos are evaluated visually, with special attention paid to noise in dark areas and high dynamic range conditions. Objective measurements are made on chart videos recorded at various conditions from 1 to 1000 lux. The scheme used is the Xmark Visual Noise Chart. The stabilization rating tests the device's ability to stabilize shots thanks to software or hardware technologies such as OIS, eyes, or other means. The evaluation addresses residual motion, smoothness, gel artifacts, and residual motion blur in walking and running use cases in different lighting conditions. The video below is an excerpt of one of the scenes tested. Artifacts are evaluated using MTF and ringing measurements on the SFR chart in the lab as well as frame rate measurements using the global LED timer. Natural videos are evaluated visually by paying special attention to artifacts such as aliasing, quantization, occlusion, and color shift, among others. The more severe and more frequent the artifacts are, the more points are deducted from the score. Key artifacts and corresponding point losses are listed at the end of the video. I thank you for watching and I hope you liked it, and see you in a new video.